Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Sandeep. This video is very important if you are working as a Power BI developer or preparing for a Power BI interview. Many times in interviews, you are asked, explain the process of requirement gathering in Power BI or how do you collect Power BI requirements. After watching this video, you will be able to confidently answer these questions in your interview. It will also help you if you are currently working on Power BI projects. Now, let's understand the document. Here you can see the Power BI report requirement and gathering documents format. One point to remember, this is a standard document for requirement gathering, but it may vary from company to company. You can add or remove requirements based on the needs of the stakeholders or client. This document will help you understand how to prepare requirement gathering documents, answer related questions in interviews, and support your work if you are already involved in Power BI projects. I will explain this document in detail, but before we move further, let's first understand why maintaining a requirement gathering document is important. Here are the reasons why Power BI report requirement gathering document is important. First point is clear goals. It helps everyone understand what the report is for and what problems it should solve. Second point is user needs. It makes sure the report is designed for the right audience and is easy for them to use. Third point is important data. It focuses on showing the most important information that helps with the decision making. Fourth point is data security. It ensures sensitive data is protected and only the right people can see it. Fifth point is easy to use. It ensures the report looks good and works well on all devices like phones and desktops. Sixth point is updated data. It sets rules for how often the data should be refreshed to stay up to date. Seventh point is on time. It helps the team stay on track with deadlines and deliver the report on time. Eighth point is training and support. It provides a plan for training users and offering support if they have questions after using the report. In short, it makes sure that everyone is on the same page and that the Power BI report will meet the business's needs, be easy to use, and provide useful insights. Now, I hope you got some clarity why this document is required. Now, let's go to the document. I will explain it to you in detail, but first, let's understand the main points. So, first point is project information. Then we have business objective, target audience, key matrices and KPIs, data sources, report layout and visualization requirement, security and access control, data references requirements, platform and device requirements, export and sharing, timeline and milestones, training and post deployment support, additional notes, and approval section. Now, I will explain the documents in detail with some sample field values. This is the Power BI requirement gathering document with sample data so that you can easily understand this document. First, we have project information. Why it is important? Because it tells us who asked for the report, which team needs it, and when it was needed. Also, it helps everyone understand the project clearly. Here you can see the main points under project information. Project name, sales performance dashboard, requested by Sandeep. Business unit or department is sales department, and here you can see the date. Here you can add or remove the points as per the stakeholders or client requirements. So for an example, you can add one more point here, project description. There you can add a small description about the project. Second point is business objective. Why it is important? Because it explains why the report is being made and what business question it should answer. It helps to focus on the real goals and ensure the report provides useful insights for better decisions. So here you can see the two main points of the business objective. First is purpose, and this is the sample data for the purpose. Monitor sales performance on a monthly and yearly basis across different regions. And this is the key business questions. Which products are generating the highest sales? Which regions are not meeting performance expectations? So this is the business objective, why they want this report and what they want to see in the report so that they can take the decision. Third is target audience. It tells us who will use the report and their level of technical skills. This helps in designing the report in a way that is easy for them to understand and use. So for an example, for this report, target users are sales managers, regional heads, and executives. And their level of technical skills are basic to intermediate. Again, as per your requirement, you can add or remove points from here. Fourth is key matrices and KPIs. It is important because it lists the main numbers and performance indicators the report should focus on. It helps make sure the report tracks the right data and matters most to the business. So for example, KPIs can be total sales, sales growth percentage, top selling products, customer lifetime value, and etc. Fifth is data sources. It tells us where the data will come from, who owns it, and what kind of access is needed. This helps in planning the connection to the right systems and making sure we have permission to use the data. So these are the main points of data sources. First is source system. So source system can be multiple as per the requirements, so such as SQL Server, SharePoint, Oracle, and many more. Then we have data structure, includes tables, schema details, SQL queries, and information on the table joins such as primary and foreign key. Then who is the data owners? So here I mentioned the data owners team name, data analytics teams, and here you can also mention the data warehouse team. So it totally depends on your company who is managing the data. Then we have access requirements. What type of access do you need? Read only access to relevant sales table and target data sheets. Then we have business logic and rules. Specify any conditions, filters, calculations, or formulas to be applied. Sixth point is report layout and visualization requirements. It describes how the report should look, which charts to use, and also this helps in building a report that is easy to understand and allows user to explore the data in more details. These are the main points of report layout and visualization requirements. First is preferred visualizations. Example, bar charts for region-wise sales, line charts for sales trends, and KPI cards. Need for drill through? Yes, from region to city level sales. Filter slicers needed, date, product category, and region. And if you are following my videos, then in video number 20, I explained in detail how to create a Power BI report wireframe. You can refer to that video for this. In that video, I explained how to create a visuals requirement wireframe. Seventh is security and access control. It defines who can access the report, what data they can see, and any security restrictions. We ensure that user can see only the project data they have access to, not others. So for example, only authorized users can view sensitive data like revenue or customer information. These are the main points of security and access control. First is user access levels. We only row level security needed. Yes, sales managers can only view their reasons data, and what are the sensitive data, revenue and customer personal data. In videos number 21, 22 and 23, I explained in detail about static and dynamic row level security. You can refer to those videos for more information. Eighth point is data refresh requirements. It specifies how often the data should be updated. In this case, the data will be refreshed daily at 7 a.m. to ensure the report always shows the most current information. Ninth point is platform and device requirements. It tells us where the report can be accessed. In this case, through the Power BI service and mobile app. This ensures that users can view the report on the Power BI service and mobile devices, giving them flexibility. 10th point is export and sharing. Here user wants two things. First, you want to export Power BI report data into Excel for the further analysis, and second, you want email subscription weekly basis. In the Power BI service, you can create a subscription to send a report page in PDF or PPT format to users via email. 11th point is timeline and milestone. It sets clear deadlines and key points for the project. This helps keep the project on track and ensures everything is completed on time. So for an example, here you can see the report delivery deadline is May 20th, 2025, and these are the milestones. Requirement sign off May 2, development phase 1 May 3 to May 8, first draft internal review May 10th, UAT user acceptance testing May 11 to May 16, then final review is on May 18, and production deployment is on May 20, 2025. So here you can see the clear deadlines of the projects. After successfully deployed the report to the production, we have another important phase, that is training and post deployment support. It is important because it ensures users know how to use the report effectively and have support if needed. This helps users get the most out of the report and provides assistance if any issue arises. So these are the two important points of training and post deployment support. First is training, 1 hour user training session, how to operate the report, and second is support plan. So who will be responsible after post deployment? So here you can provide the team name. For example, handled by analytics support team. Here you can define your support team name. Then we have additional notes. It provides any extra details or special instruction for the report. In this case, you can see the additional notes. Use company branding guidelines, colors and logo. Validate data accuracy with stakeholders during UAT, and follow data privacy and access control policies. And in the last, we have approval section. It shows who has approved the report and when it was approved. This ensures that the report meets all requirements and has been officially approved before moving forward. So you can see the approved by name, approved date, and comments ensure that user can view only the data related to their own projects. I hope you now have a good understanding of Power BI requirement gathering and can confidently handle all related interview questions. This is a standard document and you can modify it as per your requirements. That's all for this video. If you liked it, please like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thank you.